Hello everyone, I'm Maharashtra Bhomik and I welcome you all to another episode of Courts Today on LiveLaw, where we update you about all the important legal developments that took place across the country today. We will begin with developments from the Supreme Court and then cover High Courts and other lower courts. The Uddhav Thackeray-led faction of Shiv Sena has now moved the Supreme Court against the proceedings initiated by the Election Commission of India on request made by the Eknath Shinde-led faction for recognition as the real Shiv Sena and their claim over the party's election symbol, the bow and the arrow. The application has been filed in the writ petition filed by Subhas Desai, the General Secretary of Shiv Sena. The present application also seeks the Supreme Court's indulgence to implead the Election Commission of India as a necessary party in the writ petition, which inter alia challenges the decision of the Maharashtra governor to invite Eknath Shinde to be the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. The Supreme Court today refused to entertain the public interest litigation filed by Congress General Secretary and spokesperson Randeep Singh Surjewala, challenging the provisions of Election Laws Amendment Act 2021, which allows the linking of voter cards with Aadhaar numbers. A bench comprising Justices D.Y. Chandrachud and A.S. Bopanna asked the petitioner to move the High Court, raising the challenge. The petition places heavy reliance on the Supreme Court's 2018 judgment, which upheld the Aadhaar Act 2016. The petitioner argues that the linking of voter cards and Aadhaar numbers fails to clear the test of proportionality, specifically the necessity stage and the balancing stage of the proportionality test as laid down in the Aadhaar case judgment. The Supreme Court today asked the members of the bar to make representation to the three-member committee constituted to oversee the allotment of lawyers' chambers at the Supreme Court premises, with their grievance regarding the allotment on twin sharing basis entailing division of chambers. A bench of Justices D.Y. Chandrachud and A.S. Bopanna also turned down the prayer made by the petitioners to defer the allotment till the committee takes a decision on the representation. The Supreme Court today declined to entertain a petition seeking relaxation of dress code for lawyers during the summer season. As an alternative, a bench of Justices Indira Banerjee and V. Rama Subramaniam asked the petitioner to approach the Bar Council of India regarding his grievance. The petitioner then decided to withdraw his plea, which was allowed by the bench. During the hearing, Senior Advocate Vikas Singh, appearing for the petitioner, pointed out that as the Supreme Court does not have air-conditioned corridors, wearing black gowns and coats would be an issue, especially in Delhi. The Supreme Court lawyers are also equally concerned about the practicality of the dress code, he apprised the bench further. The Supreme Court today issued notice in a petition seeking directions to the Election Commission of India to conduct delimitation exercise in the four northeastern states, that is Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur and Nagaland, as per the Representation of Peoples Act 1950. The bench of Justices K.M. Joseph and Rishikesh Roy, while seeking response from the Centre, Ministry of Law and Justice and the Chief Election Commissioner, also granted the petitioners liberty to serve the Standing Council of the northeastern states. The Supreme Court today dismissed a plea assigning the direction of the Delhi High Court to form a district judge-led committee to monitor the condition of women at Adhyatmik Vidyalaya alleged to have been housed in animal-like condition. The spiritual ashram situated in Rohini is led by absconding self-styled godman Virendra Dev Dikshit. Refusing to interfere with the decision of the Delhi High Court, a bench comprising Justices D.Y. Chandrachud and A.S. Bopanna asked the counsel for the petitioner Ashram to raise all contentions before the High Court, where the matter is pending as on date. The Supreme Court of India today sought the response of the central and the state governments in a plea seeking to enforce the fundamental rights of persons trafficked into bonded labour. A division bench of Justices Indira Banerjee and V. Rama Subramaniam issued notice in the matter today. The petitioner in his plea states that among several bonded labourers, he was released from a horrific multi-generational bonded labour on February 28, 2019 from a brick kiln at Shahjahanpur in UP. The labourers were trafficked by an unregistered contractor from their native village at Gaya, Bihar to Shahjahanpur in UP on the pretext of repaying a bonded debt. The Supreme Court today refused to entertain a plea seeking directions to the Controller and Auditor General of India to conduct a performance audit as well as financial audit of the funds allocated to the Delhi government for implementation of pollution controlling activities. The petitioner claimed that the government has diverted public funds allocated under the National Clean Air Programme to meet expenditure for advertisement, publicity and self-promotion. A bench comprising Justices D.Y. Chandrachud and A.S. Bopana asked the counsel appearing for the petitioner to approach the Delhi High Court with their grievances. The Kerala High Court today held the condition mandating applicants to clear CLAT for applying to the post of Assistant Law Officer in the National Thermal Power Corporation Limited is lawful. A division bench of Justice A.K. Jayasankaran Nambiar and Justice Muhammad Nias thus allowed the appeal preferred by NTPC against the decision of a single judge which held that such a condition was violative of Article 16 of the Constitution. Accordingly, the single judge decision has been set aside. The Karnataka High Court today dismissed a public interest litigation seeking protection for Justice H.P. Sandesh, who recently made sensational revelations regarding transfer threats for slamming investigations carried out by the Anti-Corruption Bureau in a case allegedly involving Deputy Commissioner of Bengaluru Urban District. While dismissing the petition, a division bench comprising Acting Chief Justice Alok Aradhe and Justice S. Vishwajit Shetty observed that no factual foundation has been laid down in the pleadings with regards to any threat perception to Justice H.P. Sandesh, and that no stand has been pointed out that the security already provided to the judge is inadequate. Justice Sandesh, in his order dated July 11th, had recorded that he was given an indirect threat of transfer by a sitting judge during the farewell dinner function organized by the High Court to bid farewell to former Chief Justice Rituraj Avasthi on July 1st. The Bombay High Court today asked the Bombay Municipal Corporation to file a reply if a second application to regularize 300% additional construction at Union Minister Narayan Rane's Juhu residence was maintainable. The court asked for BMC's written response after the civic body showed its willingness to consider a second application for regularization under the new Development Control and Promotion rules. The court was hearing a plea filed by Kalka Real Estates Private Limited, a closely held family concern of Rane, which owns the plush Juhu residence where Rane resides. The Delhi High Court today orally said that it cannot direct the government to frame an anti-religious conversion law, especially in the absence of any material indicating instances of forced conversions. A division bench comprising Justices Sanjeev Sachdeva and Tushar Rao Gedela was hearing a plea filed by Advocate Ashwini Upadhyay seeking directions on the centre and the Delhi government to frame laws prohibiting forced religious conversions, which as per him had become a serious problem in Delhi. The bench added that the allegations are unsubstantiated claims based on mere apprehension and that action could not be taken unless some material is brought on record to substantiate the same. The Competition Commission of India today informed the Delhi High Court that its jurisdiction to investigate WhatsApp's new privacy policy is not closed, as the policy in question has neither been withdrawn nor stayed by any judicial forum. A division bench of Chief Justice Satish Chandra Sharma and Justice Subramaniam Prasad reserved order in the appeals filed by WhatsApp and its parent company Meta against a single bench order declining to interfere with CCI's investigation into WhatsApp's new policy. Thank you. Keep watching Courts Today for more such updates.